I was shipping out of New Orleans in the early 60s, about 64, somewhere back in that era. And I was in the Union Hall, and of course, it was pretty new in the Union. I still had a C card, trying to get my B card. And I had no choice, but one of the Union guys came up and said, "You can sail as a wiper, can't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I can, but I don't really want to because I was trying to get my AB ticket at the time. And sea time as a wiper wouldn't count. So I said I really wouldn't want to. He said, "Well, we need a favor. You need to go over to Lake Charles, take the ocean, one of the Ocean Eula, I think she was, out. They need a wiper." And I said, "Okay, I'll do it." And coastwise, I said, "Okay." So I went on and jumped on her. Took a day or two to get on, but anyhow, we got underway and we were headed up north, I guess, to a lot of the ports up there in New Jersey and Eagles Point, Texaco refineries, and coming back down south towards Galveston or Houston in that area. And I've never done a wiper's job, so it was new to me. And I worked for the second engineer. One day we were cleaning electrical control boxes, the old Allen Bradley multi-position switch stuff. It got grease all in them and everything. Well, this guy went and got some carbon tetrachloride in a hand pump, and he started cleaning that down. I had to hold the door open for him, and he was going to clean it, wash all the goddamn grease out of it. And anyhow, he started spraying that subbitch, and hell, he was spraying it in my face, and I couldn't catch breath. Man, I panicked. I ran out of that engine room, ran up on the deck as high as I could, and tried to catch my breath. And I mean, I didn't catch my breath for at least a couple of minutes. It scared me. I thought I was going to die. And I finally got it back, and anyhow, I went back down, and he apologized, of course, but it's too late then. So anyhow, I ended up scraping bilges and doing everything else down there, working for the engineers on watch. And it was a thing about a wiper. You only work during the daytime, 8 to 4 during the day, and so it wasn't a bad job. Forecastle, I was by myself in a forecastle, which was nice on this particular ship, the Ocean Eula. And the ironic thing, we left somewhere up around Jersey or either Pennsylvania, and we were headed back coastwise back to the south, going back to the Gulf. And apparently they had a messman come on board. And I'll tell you, this mess hall we ate in didn't have fixed chairs. The chairs were loose, and the tables were fixed. That's the only thing. But the chairs you had to go get and put all up next to these cemented in uh, tables. Now, normally in a mess hall, the deck is normally concrete on the old ships I served on World War II, but this one had a linoleum deck, believe it or not. Unbelievable, old battleship linoleum, we used to call it. And he waxed that son of a bitch. And I was eating breakfast, and I was in there eating, but I was running a little late, so I was in a hurry to eat anyhow. But you had a couple other guys who were running, the oilers, and them just got off watch, and we were all in there eating. And all of a sudden we hit a swell. And I mean, we couldn't hang on to nothing. We headed for the farthest bulkhead. We went through the starboard bulkhead, lickety split, food and all that coming right after us. And I mean, it was all over the deck. And when we started the other way, we headed back towards the table and trying to stop because I didn't want to hit the damn table with my chest. So I was holding my hands out, worrying about that. When I got there, I hit it, and it flipped the chair upside down. So now I'm laying on the deck, on the back of the chair, and we're sliding again back towards starboard. Here comes the food, chairs, and all after us. And unfortunately, they changed the direction of the ship. She calmed down, started pitching instead of yawing. And these oilers were pissed off because that messman must have waxed the deck because we were sliding. I mean, you couldn't hardly walk on that damn deck, even our deck shoes. So anyhow, we got another day out down to close to Florida, and I got a radio call, and it was an emergency call. A Marine operator called me, and I had to go home for emergency. And so I was going to get the payoff as soon as we hit the next port. And boy, I was glad of that too. I didn't like being a wiper anyhow. So anyhow, I paid off and went on and took care of the emergency. And that was a joke in itself too, but anyhow, it worked out. Just another little sea story. We'll see you later, boys. Bye.